Good afternoon, everybody. I'm live and recording, but I hope you found your way here because it appears I'm only on YouTube today. So if you're on YouTube, let me know you're here. And if you're on Facebook, it would not let me connect today. I don't know why. I tried a few times, so I just didn't fiddle around with it too much. So perhaps Facebook watchers can catch the replay a little bit later. So I will wait a minute and see if anybody is here and let you take a look at what I have on my desk, which is this beautiful, it's a little bit glare here, beautiful Wonderful World stamp set and some designer paper. Okay, I have a gorgeous card for you today. So given that we've got this connection issue, I'm just going to wait a few more seconds and then I will go ahead and get started. Okay, one more week and Sale-a-Bration will be over. And this is the original brochure. We do have some other options available, but I don't have a printout of that, but these are the ones that we have had since July 1st and go through August of next week. So this ends on the 31st. So my next live that I will be here with you will be in September, because I will not have a live next week. After a year delay, I will be going to the Canadian Rockies. So I'll talk all about that in September. So I will not be here next week. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump right in. So if you are here, let me know. And I'm going to jump to this page with the free Wonderful World stamp set and designer paper. It is a $100 offering, but it is just stunning. I love it. There are no sentiments with the Wonderful World. Hi Sharon, welcome, thank you. You're near Skinny Atlas, okay. So we have the Wonderful World and the designer paper, and I have some of this cut to show you. Because I have used quite a bit of it. So there's some of the paper. Let me move my face out of the way and just get down to my desktop. So there's that. And I'm going to focus on the stamp set today and show you a card design I hadn't used in quite a while. This is one of the other pieces of paper in the set, or in the DSP, which I don't think I have any more of that paper left. But these are the big floral images, and they need to be fussy cut, but they're wonderful. Hey Lisa, how are you? Welcome. Okay, so that's also the designer paper, and then these are the papers from here. So beautiful, beautiful. And I'll be using a piece of this on the envelope today. So let's get started. And put that away. And if you have never made it's called triple time or triple layer design, it just really kicks up a card layout. I have some samples that I'll show you with a little bit different design, but the same basic triple. So I'll be using this with these beautiful floral images of an orchid, and I'm not sure what this one is, and then this is a rose, and then I've got a leaf design. All right. So I have, if you want to take a screenshot of this or write this down, I'm going to show you the layers for this and how it works. Okay, you have a card base that's 8.5 by 5.5, and that is scored at 4 1/4. And then this is the paper that goes inside. So your card base for this design should be some kind of colored paper. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this in now so I don't forget it at the end, which I sometimes do. And a little bit of adhesive there. And while I think about it, because I sometimes forget this too, I'm going to go ahead and do the envelope as well. And this is a piece that is 6 by 4, and basically you need a 6, a little bit bigger than that, 6 by like 2 and 2 1/4. So I'm going to trim this down so I don't waste that other little piece. This is designer paper that you just don't want to waste. So let's add, that's going to go on here. So I hope you're all having a great start of the week. We've had a lot of rain the last couple of days, and the last I was upstairs it was sunshiny. All right, so there is that. That always really makes an envelope stand out when somebody gets that in the mail. Okay, let's trim that off so that our card inside will be ready. And the envelope will be done. So as I said at the beginning, I won't be on next week. After a year's delay, I'm on a AAA trip to the Canadian Rockies. And I've been looking forward to that for a very long time. I was there a long time ago when I was much younger, like 12 or 15, I think I was. So I'm looking forward to that. Going with some good friends, so I know we'll have a good time. All right, so there's our card base, 8.5 by 5.5, and here's our envelope. And this is Orchid Oasis that I'm using, and that's one of the colors that is in here. I'm also going to be using Rich Razzleberry and Starry Sky and Mossy Meadow. So those two are ready to go. And then this is what creates the layering for the triple layer. Okay, yeah, I did that right. Okay, so now this is what's going to go on the card base. So now I have a piece that is 4 by 5 1/4. So pull that off. I have another colored piece that is 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. And I will lay that aside. Let me know if you want these dimensions again. Okay, another piece of basic white that is 3 by 4 1/4. I'm going to put that on there. Okay, here's another piece of the colored cardstock, and that is 2 1/4 by 3 1/2. Put that aside. So you notice that everything is in 1/4 increments. And then this is 2 by 3 1/4. And you can do this with a number of other shapes, and I do have a sample to show you. a couple that are different than this basic rectangle. Okay, so now once these are laid out like this, and I know it's hard to see, let's put this underneath here, because it's kind of white on white. You can see those layers, and then it's going to mix with what I just showed you. So before we start the stamping, I want to grab a little bit of adhesive and just put a little dot right in the center. That's all it needs, is a tiny dot in the center. But I'm going to unstick it a little bit because I don't want it to be sticky enough that might tear the paper. So it's sticky, and then I can put down this piece here, and I just want to make sure that we've got the same up here as we have here. That looks pretty good. And then put another piece of sticky right here. And then unstick it a little bit with your finger. Let's see, that had a little dot on it, so I'm going to move it to the other side. I love double-sided paper when you can just turn something over. Okay, and set that right there. Okay, okay, so now I'm going to start with this large stamp here, and let's see, let me think here a minute what I want to do. I think I'm going to go ahead and clean these between so that I can add some of the green here. My original card, which I will show you in a little bit, I just stamped the whole thing in the same color, and I didn't put any green here. So let me think how I want to do this. Should have thought about this before instead of fiddling with all my technical issues with Facebook. It just was not cooperating today. I'm just going to go ahead and skip putting the green on here. It will make it a lot easier, and it will look just as good because I will add some little leaves in Mossy Meadow. So let's grab the Starry Sky. This is one of our new in colors for the next 2 years. So this is just kind of random stamping. Okay, let me know if you've tried this stamp design before. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of that there. And don't worry that there is kind of like a hot mess with all of these little gaps in between, is maybe you have figured out what I'm going to do with those other panels. And that's what gives it the triple time. And these stamps or stamp pads are very juicy. Okay, so let's put this one here. I want to make sure that I get ink on all 3 of my panels here for the triple part. So that's really juicy, so I'm going to go ahead and clean that as I go so it doesn't get all over me or anything else. All right, now we've got the rich razzleberry, and that's going to be for this rose. And this is a distinctive stamp set. So you can see the dark and the light. With all of these images, I didn't have to do anything. The stamp is made that way. Hi, Carol, welcome. Yes, it is more confusing, but once you get the idea, then it goes really very fast. I hadn't done it for a long time, and I was looking for something to share, and this is what popped into my head. Okay, and I want to try and do 3 of each one. I'm not sure if I can get that in there or not. Maybe 2. That's okay. It's just dramatic when you put it together and it looks really good. And now we'll go to the Orchid Oasis with the orchid. And the Orchid Oasis looks, it looks almost like the Starry Sky, if you can see that up there. But they are they're totally different colors. Should have started in the center, but I didn't. Let's see what we've got here. It's going to be okay if it overlaps just a bit. There we go. All right, now I will fill in. I'll cover that up a little bit. Fill in with some Mossy Meadow and this little leaf. Okay, I think Mossy Meadow needs to be re-inked here. Okay, that's good. So now I'm going to take these layers. Let's turn that over and get back to a clean piece of paper. And then this will put the card together. Okay, so you can see what happens there with those little gaps in between, and all that will go away when I take that off, because it's not too sticky on the back, and put that on the layers that are 1/4 of an inch bigger. Okay, so there's that one. And then this one pops off of here. And then this one goes on the card base. And it's a wonder I don't have ink on the card, because I managed to get it on my fingers. Inky fingers today. So now I have the 3 panels. And then you just mount them by matching up with the part that was there to begin with. You could use dimensionals, and I think I'll use dimensionals on the next layer, but just match them up, and that one goes down there a little bit, okay? And all of the panels I got out of one piece of colored cardstock. So we had half a sheet for the card base, and then the other parts came out of the other half. So it's not like you're using a whole lot more cardstock. Okay, you just want to make sure that these are lined up and aligned with what's below, and it is, looks like, okay. Now on this one, I'm going to, I think I'm going to do dimensionals on that. And then I have a sentiment from the artistic stamp set that just says hello. Let's go ahead and do that now. And a small circle from the Stylish Shapes die set. And we'll go back to the Orchid Oasis for this. Perfect. So there we've got that. And then I have some of the Orchid Oasis new ribbon that we have. It's metallic woven ribbon that we have in all 5 of the new in colors. So let's grab a piece of that. And just kind of make a little swirly on here. Okay. And that will go on with a dimensional. See, I'm using my little ends of my dimensionals here. What do I have left? There we go. And this ribbon is so easy to spread apart and fray and kind of deconstruct a little bit. Give it a little frayed edge. There we go. And let's add dimensionals to the back of this. So it looks good if the center is popped up a little bit. It doesn't add that much more dimension to the card. It just gives it more of a kick. So there we go. It's all finished. So it's very easy. I will have the dimensions in the description below, and I'll add those when we're finished here. So there's this one. We've got a beautiful envelope to go with it. And let me show you some other samples that I have. Okay, this is the original one. And I just wrapped some of that ribbon around two of the panels and then put a small hello from, forget which stamp set I used to go on that. Oh, we need to add some bling. So let's come, oh, almost forgot. We need some bling on there. These are the In Color Matte Decorative Dots. And there's a light purplish here that goes with that. And let's grab my take a pick tool. Oops, I think it's time to take that part of that adhesive off. There we go. Okay, when your take a pick tool starts to get too much adhesive out of there, if you can see that, just roll it up, just kind of twirls around like a toothpaste. And you don't want too much up there, just enough to press it down and make a little tip on the end, if you can see that. Oops, there we are on the screen. And that helps to pick things up. Okay, I wanted that here. And let's see, let's grab one of these. And one of these lighter ones. Okay, I'll put that out here. Okay, this one I put the glossy dot assortment on there with these darker purple. And there's today. Now, these are the other designs that I came up with. This was, thank you, Sharon. This is just a monochromatic card with the, lose track of what my sets are called. This is called Soft Seedlings. Sorry, Soft Seedlings. And it's just flat, a little bit of ribbon around there, and hello stamped right on there. So there's that one. Now this one is the same concept, but a different layout. So you can make this with any leftover strips of paper that you have and do exactly the same thing. And this one, I popped all of these up with dimensionals. So it's a little bit thicker than the original one that I did today and the one I did yesterday. But it still does the same thing. And then this one, I just kind of went a little crazy on there with paper that I had left over with a little square, a little rectangle. And this is from this month's Paper Pumpkin Kit, which is a beautiful, beautiful sunflower. So that's where that one came from. Just very simple, same concept, same design, leftover paper. And then this last one is with our large butterfly background stamp. And the way I did this one, I stamped it in Memento ink with the Stamparatus, so I got a good, crisp, clear image. And then I colored with our Stampin' Blends, so whatever colors those butterflies are. And then used the stitched rectangle dies. So actually this one has 1, 2, 3, 4 layers. I kind of went overboard on this layer here. So I just decided to keep it and add it on. And it, again, does the same thing. And because there were 4 layers here, I didn't do any butterflies. And I also didn't add a sentiment to this. So you could still put a sentiment on the inside. So that's what I have for today. This was kind of short and sweet. Lots to do before I leave on Wednesday morning. We have to be at the AAA office at 4 a.m. on Wednesday. So it's going to be a crazy the rest of today, tomorrow, and go to sleep early tomorrow night. So this one and this one. So I appreciate you being here. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of the week and have a great week next week. And I will see you, I think that's Labor Day Monday. So have a great week. Thanks. Bye-bye.